And what do you see here? Because you've checked with us and you've checked the booths, and what do you see the information here? What do you think about them?
There's one word that comes to mind, and it's bravery. I'm inspired by the bravery. We were talking before this segment about how China should serve as an example for the rest of the world of two things. One thing, how dangerous it is for a uniparty to overtake an entire state led by one man who does not care about personal freedoms. That's the first message. So people should recognize, hey, I need to make sure my government doesn't do the same thing. The second big takeaway for me is for those that are standing up boldly and bravely like you are and like this organization is, keep going because you're inspiring the rest of us around the world. Continue to stand for freedom at all costs. It's calling me to a higher standard in my own pursuit of personal liberty. And so I thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. That's really appreciated. So as you mentioned about the revolution back in China, because we're also pleased to see so many brave Chinese took this on the street, but we know they're not going to be successful because the Chinese Communist Party today are truly evil, and they have the means to suppress any uprising, any riots, because the people are living in surveillance states. You heard about the surveillance states, about the technology. So tell us, when you heard the surveillance states, when the camera, the facial recognition camera, targeting individuals, and the police can easily identify them and persecute them one by one. Just tell us what you thought about that. Do you believe that a grassroots revolution will be successful in that condition ever inside China? Do you believe that?
I do believe it can be successful because it sends a message that reverberates around the world. Tiananmen Square was a perfect example of this. I mean, we see that there are these revolutions throughout history that set their place in the history books that can never be forgotten. And I think China's going through something similar at the moment where there's a group of people that have said enough is enough. And even if there are momentary losses on the way to an ultimate victory, it doesn't mean that the ultimate victory is not possible. And so my heart goes out to all of those that are standing up and then in the surveillance state being punished so swiftly because of their overreach of power. But that doesn't change the opportunity at hand, which is to send a very loud and clear message to Xi Jinping and the entire CCP that the people have had enough and that the world is behind the protesters. We stand with those that are standing up. And if they weren't to continue standing up, we wouldn't see those stories. But you have people in California, all the way around the world, in Arizona, here at this event, that are standing with you, that are inspired by your bravery. And so I think that a victory is possible. And I think also it's for the sake of China's future, it's necessary. China is heading toward a population collapse, this forced abortions on people, the slave camps for Uyghur Muslims. It's not sustainable. And so for the sake of your own country and the message you're sending to the rest of the world, we have to believe victory is possible.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that victory is possible with the new federal state of China, because we are the only Chinese that can voice our dissent to the Communist Party. We can tell the world truth because the Chinese people are living behind the firewall. They cannot get on Google. They cannot get on Twitter, although it's infested with the Communist Party's money. So, but we are here. We're telling the world the truth, and we have people like you really care about the mission that we do. So I'm really grateful.